Hello friends, welcome to this another edition of a special coverage that we are doing with MEF 19, and I am now sitting with Nan Chen from MEF, and we are today going to talk about the innovation that MEF is bringing for the industry, the standardization that it is bringing for especially for the SD-WAN, as well as touch upon some of the futuristic standpoints on 5G and how MEF is moving towards that. So Nan, welcome to the video, and tell us something about the need that you saw as an industry body to go for the standardization of SD-WAN today.
Okay, yeah, thank you for reminding me. Happy to be here. We, as a standard organization, as you know, MEF has been developing a carrier Ethernet standard for the past decade, and not only define the services but also the certification of such. And we pretty much take a kind of page up that playbook to do the SD-WAN. And the timing was right, and it also fit naturally to what we have been doing. Because SD-WAN, like you probably already know, there's so many flavors. People are dying to have common terminology to begin with, and then service attributes, so that it'd be able to talk the same thing and eventually communicate the same thing with the different flavors in a standardized way. And also SD-WAN initially were launched over internet, which is the best effort. And then they realized that not necessarily is good to deliver assured services for applications. So they realized that underlay technology actually really important. I guess what MEF has done in the past decade, have been working on the underlay technology, connectivity technologies, standardized on carrier Ethernet, standardized on IP, standardized on optical. That's built a solid foundation, the underlay network, to support today's overlay network. So the standardization of SD-WAN fit perfectly in that setting, in the sense of we have underlay already built for the overlay, and they need communication between underlay and overlay so that you deliver that experience and customers required. So it end up working out really well.
Great. But today, if you look at the industry, we have so many flavors of SD-WAN. Almost all the vendors, all the operators at ISPs, they are having, even enterprise are having their own flavor of SD-WAN. So eventually, in your roadmap, what is going to happen to those flavors?
Yeah, I think it's in the end they will converge on a basic common denominator, and after that, people can innovate beyond that. But the interoperability needs to be there to be able to have a common language, to be able to kind of move industry forward. Also, economy of scale will be a lot better if you actually have a commonality to as a baseline to build from there. So I foresee the future is more of SD-WAN, standardized SD-WAN, and then people building on top of it. And also I foresee not so much enterprise building their own SD-WAN. I think to me it makes more sense for service providers to offer, kind of a managed services SD-WAN to the enterprise. Maybe there's a large enterprise, they want to build their own network, but majority of them, they're not necessarily wanting to do that. It's a kind of necessary burden, so to speak, and they have to build that. But if there is a right economics and a network present itself, they might be able to just buy that service versus build it.
Okay. So today, as an industry body, what are some of the challenges that you see are there in front of the telecoms community, whether it is to be able to better monetize their networks or to be able to do more with their existing kind of infrastructure?
Yeah.
So what are the challenges, and how is MEF kind of positioning itself to solve these challenges?
Yeah, I think one of the key challenges is, if you look at the telecom industry, is more of application moving to the cloud. Cloud infrastructure start building out and start taking, I guess more than their fair share of a profit, in a sense of their cost model, economic model is a lot better than building out the road or the networks. But I think that's a big, obviously people see the hyperscale guys and continue to grow, and telecom guy kind of, stagnant, in the sense of not necessarily grow as fast. I think what's going to change, a couple of things going to change things. So one of them is the cloud, even though everybody moved to the cloud, and then it's all about latency, and they move to the edge. As applications start moving to the edge,
Right.
when you move to the edge, you're not necessarily not using the cloud anymore. You still have the cloud, you still have the edge. They need to be communicated. And now your application deploy thousands of different edges, and that's where the cloud provider realized, well, they got to kind of work with the service providers, network service provider, to be able to provide that connectivity dynamically, to be able to provide the on-demand service. Used to be just in the cloud. Now they actually distribute all over the place, and they want to work with a network service provider. I think that's one opportunity. I think we're going to help to do that. And one part of it is a Sonata interface, where you enable not only the automatic provisioning and fulfillment, but also visibility. Now the cloud guys have that part of the application sitting on the edge. They want to know. They can't be just say, oh, I'm gonna say that we have the connectivity. I hope for the best.
Right.
You really want to have that visibility, how my network is doing, because that's a part of their overall infrastructure now. So in that way, that Sonata will be able to give you that capability to really helping integrate the edge and cloud. That's the opportunity I see for the network service providers. So that's one, I think, is solving the challenge. I think the other one, tipping the scale a little bit towards in favor of a service provider is 5G. I feel the 5G, once get fully deployed, could be really a game changer for the network service providers to provide services in a way where they never was able to do so before, and to have the ubiquity, to have the high speed, to be able to provide enterprise services as they never done before is amazing. I think is a revolutionary technology from that perspective.
Okay.
Yeah.
So moving forward, what can we expect from MEF on the 5G services front? What kind of work that you guys are doing? If you can share something.
Well, I think this particular year, 2020, we're gonna working on deliver MEF services on 5G. So in other words, use 5G as last mile or fixed wireless access to deliver 5G MEF services. That's carry Ethernet, IP, potentially SD-WAN or 5G networks. So that's one aspect. The other aspect is backhaul or front haul, using MEF services to deliver that wireless front haul or backhaul. And third is we want to define end-to-end slices. That's over 5G, over transport, over the edge. So you can have end-to-end services, so you can have a guarantee, not just a 5G slice, but also, if you would, the IP slides or carry Ethernet slides, so that you have end-to-end services. That's what really the applications all care about, is actually running that slice. You want to guarantee that service. So those are the three things coming up with 5G. So we're really excited about it.
Great. So that's it from my side. Thanks, Nan, for spending time.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Absolutely.
Look forward to more such meetings in near future.
Absolutely. Thank you.